the grand final trophy. I understand that the majority of that side will be eligible for the Colts format next year, so they'll be a very tough team to beat. And a good win from Nedlands, and an important reminder of the importance of the Colts format, and something that we'd like to see more Colts teams competing in the seasons to come.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, John. I look forward to your comments throughout the afternoon. And Mitch Hardy, 3 games left before the finals. You can almost feel the tension here this afternoon.
Yeah, certainly the tension's building as we come nearer and nearer to finals time, and there were some real close games last week with UWA just sneaking home in our match of the day against Perth Bayswater. As we have a quick look at the team of the week from last week, Victor Harris, the front row from UWA, who was a standout last week, Ford Hemi, Felix Alafiao from Southern Lions, Ratu Berry from Rockingham. Great to see some Rockingham players making the team of the week. Max Sawyers, Simi Vetaverada from West, the hero from the other week in our match of the day. Dane Sawyers, Zach Oosterhausen, who was our alcohol think again for man of the match from last week's game. Richie Fay, Edward Turagava, Tualaga Laga, Tavita Sifa from Rockingham, Sissa Wonga from Southern Lions, Cody Baker, good to see him back in Palmyra colours, and Fino Callahan, who's been a standout for Neddies all year, also making the team of the week. Mick, the ladder's getting really close. It's anyone's competition at the moment. The minor premiership is there to be had for UWA. They play Associates this afternoon in what should be an absolute cliffhanger. West Scarborough are hosting Perth Bayswater. Bayswater's got the home game there this afternoon. 52 points versus 50, so that game has also got a massive bearing. But where our focus this afternoon is on that Nedlands Cottesloe. As you can see on the ladder, Cottesloe are pretty much almost out of it. They're hanging in by a little fingernail. And a win today with a bonus point gives them a mathematical chance. So Neddies will be out to squish those hopes. And Neddies need a win after last week's big loss against Associates. So,
yeah. Big game. So Cott basically need Uni to win, and they need West to win. They need the top 2 to win.
Yep.
And then just to worry about that 3-4 to hold up. Yeah. So it's an amazing end to this competition. 3 rounds remaining. Here this afternoon, it is Nedlands versus Cottesloe, and the team lineouts, which we'll take a look at and go through Neddies first, Mitch.
Yeah, Marley May, Joshua Mongard and Zantane Pamari there. The big unit is at tight head prop. Ryan McCauley, the Western Force player, joins Jack Nobbert in the second row. Good to see Luke Callan, Jack Farrell and Jacob McKellar in the back row. Really strong back row and big size there for Nedlands. Then the back line, Latorado Brezen, Sheldon Tawawa, he's going to have a huge game today. James Dougal and Tegan Minkley on the wings. Eamon Matawatu and Justin Zeitzman, 2 standout experienced centres there, and of course Fino Callahan on the back, and head coach Sam Rarasia will have the boys G'd up for a big home win.
And the Cottesloe side, it's a good pack. Adam Fulgrave, Michael Walker and Kaiser Reedy up front, Hugh Huppets and Zane Herrick in the second row, and one of the best back rows in club rugby, Peter Kilman, Thomas Hume and Brian Artstander. They'll put a real challenge up to the Nedlands side this afternoon. Phoenix Hunt and Gio Leituala. Leituala had a great game the other week. He's moved from 12 to 10. In that 12 spot, Tobias Hoskins, one of the most versatile rugby players in Perth. Greg Jackson outside him. Alec Fontalvo and Gowing on the wings, and Brad Avery at fullback. And a man that's not on the screen, but number 16 for Nedlands, Heath Tessman.
Oh, aren't we looking forward to seeing Heath out there this afternoon? Rumour has it that he didn't want to start this afternoon, but because of the fact that Peter Kimlin's in the forward lineup. And John, this is something in your area. How important is it line-out time this afternoon for a guy like Pete Kimlin to really assert himself on the line-out?
Well, it's important for both sides that they get continuity of first phase possession, a little bit of breeze. Obviously, as you're implying, Cottesloe would seem to have more tall timber and certainly more experienced line-out forwards as they run out onto the ground here at Nedlands, and that'll be a key area for Nedlands to maintain possession.
Yeah, and also Bernard Stander there in the back row. He's going to have his work cut out for him and really assert himself. Of course, Cottesloe missing Ollie Callan, who received a 3-week suspension for being a little bit overzealous last week, so big blow to them. He would have loved to be out here playing against his little brother here this afternoon for Nedlands, Luke Callan, but some
great
experience.
To see the fantastic reception the Cottesloe side have got down here at Nedlands. They're obviously a club across the competition that everyone just loves to welcome to their home ground. Nedlands strongly supported, and both teams on the field, fellas.
So not far away from a start here. Nedlands up against Cottesloe. Desperation, as we mentioned off the top. And Mitch, an interesting one with Tobias Hoskins going from the back row to number 12. Is that giving away a hint of their game plan this afternoon?
Oh, the skipper, he's going to have a lot of work to do. Look for him to be trucking it up and getting over the advantage line. He's going to be a 4th back row out there for Cottesloe. But There's plenty of experience there. Tobias will bring a lot of enthusiasm. Referee this afternoon, Graham Cooper. You look to see Tobias getting Coops' ear this afternoon. He'll be chipping away there.
So Sheldon Torara it is, the Nedlands number 10, looking to get things underway in this Fortescue Premier Grade clash this afternoon down at the foreshore. And straight away it goes to Leituala. He's opposing number 10, as we mentioned, moving from the 12 to 10 this afternoon. Be good to see him get his hands a bit more often on the ball, Mitch, as the first line out well there won by Nedlands, and straight on the attack Tawara. The Matawatu been one of their best all season. This is Nobbin met with some heavy defence. Pomeray takes a mountain of stopping. He's a massive human being. Nice hands there from Neddies. Clarkson to Tarawa again. Now this might be Tobias Hoskins is down.
Oh, he might have got a little knock there.
We'll try and see if we can pick it up on the build-up replay, but referee showing some concern for the cop number 12.
I thought referee Cooper might have just got too close to Pomeray for comfort.
It's good early structure from Neddies there, John. I like the way they're shaping up with the pods with the bigger boys on the carry and really direct.
Yeah, so we spoke about the importance of their first phase possession, and that was a classic line out, and centre field hit up, and they had their tight forwards rolling around and continuity. Let's see if that can flow through into a solid scrum performance. Cottesloe yet to really get into the game.
Pomeray there, you can just see he's a mountain of a man.
Oh, how big a size difference is there when they look at those two packs line up against each other?
Obviously the number 3 jersey for the Nedlands strip just not big enough to get around that mammoth chest.
So we've talked at length about the benefits of Zantana Pomare turning into a tight head prop. When you look at that frame, we'd love to see him packing a number 8.
Yeah. So a good solid platform for Nedlands. Tarawa, Mr. Zeetzman now onto Petherick, picked up and driven into the turf. Clarkson again. This is Mongard, wrapped up there by Fulgrave. Go the open side again. So this is Callan. Clarkson, Tarawa tries to pick the gap, just caught there by Kinlan. Tackle needed to be made. Battle of the halfbacks there, Hunt up against Clarkson, wrestling their way. So this Cottesloe defence has been strong in the early stages. Pomeray, Loversage, the fullback, little chip over the top, needs the bounce, but the Gowing it is that takes the mark.
Nice little clever play from Loversage there. He's a fairly experienced player. He's been down the Neddies club for a number of years. Just able to just sneak through the gap. Probably better off keep that ball on the ground as the ball comes to us. Oh. Johnny Wellborn could have taken that on one of those big mitts of his.
Good discipline for Cottesloe in defence. A lot of talk from the sideline here. You can hear them.
So the lineup that goes to the back. Tapped down but picked up cleanly. Clarkson. This is Callan getting through a mountain of work in the early stages. Clarkson again. Tarawa. He's got the breeze behind him.
He just
go out in the full.
Just overcooked that one. I like the idea, but then he looked up and saw that Brad Avery was protecting that left-hand corner. So he just adjusted his kick slightly and just miskicked it. Probably the option there, I would have loved to see Neddies come back the short side. Big Kaiser Reedy, you can expose him if he's not wrapping around the edges, and if he's caught on the short side, I'd love to see Neddies just come back down that right-hand side there.
So Walker with the line-out throw just inside Nedlands territory. And it's been one just through the hand of Huppets. It's just enough. This is Hunt. Hoskins, the new number 12. And the first penalty of the match coming off or against Cottesloe.
against number 7 there, Thomas Hume, just with the entry there. If we have a look at the replay, it was a good carry from Tobias Hoskins, but just the entry from 7, nowhere near the ball, coming right in front of the man, and Graham Cooper's not going to tolerate that.
And a nice kick from Tarawa, using that breeze, taking play up in front of the third man. The Nedlands supporters here at the foreshore, so a great opportunity for the home side.
And I'm sure I can hear Heath Testman going, rumble it, boys, rumble it, just from these little posse on the bench.
So Mongard overcooks it, been picked up by Farrell. So Neddy's right on the attack. Tarawa looking for the runners. Petherick's come in from his wing. He's got a man outside him. They're very close. And we wait for the call. What's it going to be?
I reckon that's a good try.
No, he's given that try.
He's awarded it.
Touch judge, no problem. Right in the corner, classic.
It was all from the overthrow from the line out, and that huge human being of Jack Farrell rumbled it up into the midfield. It was a good carry from him. And then it was a couple of would-be tacklers in the midfield there, allowed the opportunity to get the overlap. And it was a good finish there from Tegan Minkley, who crossed over for the first try this afternoon. So ominous signs there from Nedlands, John.
Yeah, well,
good play.
They've got the wind behind them, and there is that slight downhill slope to the Nedlands foreshore ground towards the river. Nedlands always love running with the slope and the wind, so it's important they get a good start. But they did play that. That's a training move. Line out, 20 out, and then put it through the hands, and a nice finish in the corner.
Just to go back to Jack Farrell, like he's been playing number 8 for most of this year with Jake McKellar coming back into the starting lineup today. It just gives them that extra bit of size and another carrying option across the park, which they've just got a plenty of, this Nedlands pack at the moment, so they're going to get a lot of confidence from that.
So Tarawa looking to add the extras in the early stages of this match, just outside the 22, right on the touchline. And that's not bad, but just pushing it to the left of the post, so 5-0.
Just needed that
score remains.
Have another look at the replay. Yeah, it was just a bit of a missed tackle there out wide, just allowed the overlap, and a very good finish there from Minkley.
So Leituala to get things back underway for Cott, kicking into the breeze. It's going to be taken by Farrell. Back to Tarawa. And Brian Stander, one of the Western Force players back in club rugby here, a man who loves to run. He's thrown a loose pass though, it's been picked up by Leituala. Dances around, throws a nice flat pass. Oh, he's drifted it, said it's gone forward.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the penalty there. Graham Cooper was very vocal. The Nedlands players all in front of the kicker, all advancing through the middle of the field, so it gives Cottesloe a great attacking opportunity here. About just outside the 22, middle of the field, and he's actually gone for the scrum from where the kick was taken. So
it's an expensive mistake there from Nedlands. You're right, Mitch. He was very clear with the players, so important they pick up their discipline. I'm a bit disappointed he didn't let the advantage play. I thought that beautiful long ball was right on the sideline here. It looked lateral. Would have been nice to see the Cottesloe wingers released.
So an attacking scrum for Cottesloe.
No doubt looking for Tobias Hoskins again here. Gianleo Tuala loves to carry as well. He'll be looking to take it right to the line.
The left winger Gowing's made his way in behind the back line as well. So
Tarara's really wide off the scrum here, Mitch.
Yeah, probably got to narrow their defence a little bit here. I think they're going to come to that tension.
So a good platform hunt. Oh, it's been knocked down there by Clarkson. Clever work from the Neddies halfback. Really spoiling that Cottesloe attack.
Not sure how onside Clarkson was there.
And it goes back to Terrell with the breeze behind his back, looking for the touchline, and he'll find it.
I think if that was clever work, Nick, it was clever because the referee didn't see it.
Yeah. So Clarkson just reaching in there, he's well in front of the back row's feet and just disrupting ball. A smart play by him.
Yeah, got away with it.
If you get away with it, why wouldn't you?
So Walker. It's been the hand to it by Hupperts. So a bit sloppy, but they go again. Cottesloe on the 10-metre line, stand up. Ball's been left behind. So a little bit sloppy there by Cottesloe. Looking a bit disorganised.
And these are the type of games, because there's a lot of pressure on Cottesloe today to win today, so there's just a little bit of anxiety just creeping in there. You can just see everyone's looking to do something and play a role, but they just need to settle things down, have a couple of their bigger boys just carry and settle things. See a couple of just a little bit of anxious slap downs from that line out, and you just feel that they're just under a little bit of pressure early, especially with that early try.
Yeah, and that's where you really expect to see the experience of Kimberlin and Stander come to the fore for them.
So good attacking opportunity here for Nedlands. This right-hand side here is wide open. The left foot of Sheldon Tawara into that left corner is open.
So another good platform. Class into Tarawa. And he punches down using the breeze. Avery's there. Bounces, sits up for him. An awkward one. Finally gets it. A good chase from Zeetzman. But Avery.
Oh, they held him up.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get him down. Neddies have piled on here. Finally it comes to ground, but Neddies get it.
Yeah, it was a good chase there. Kick's only as good as its chase, as they say, and that time Nedlands doing an excellent work. It was Zeetzman that put the initial pressure on, but then there was a good second line of chase, and they just got up underneath
it was that got underneath him and held him up.
Yeah, well, literally is a man wrestling with a boy. So, no offence, Brad Avery. Out there, he's a plucky little player. But that time just got absolutely swamped by Neddies.
So Neddies about 38 or so metres away from the try line. Clarkson with the scrum feed.
Petherick just sitting in the pocket. Loveridge very flat outside the outside centre.
Stay on.
So Clarkson. Petherick it is that takes it up. He's a big, strong winger. Nice tackle there by Leituala. They come again. Zeetzman. Beach 2, good tackle by Hoskins. Clarkson. Nobbin. This is Pamare, just leaves the ball. They just caught his arm. He was running through with the penalty again.
Yeah, good line speed from Adam Fulgrave there, but Graham Cooper's gone outside him, so someone's been caught offside. And that's probably a phase before there, so Graham Cooper playing a fairly long advantage there. But again, John, that structure that Neddy's going to today is going to really work well for him, especially with those big, tall ball runners they have. There's probably options either side of them too at the moment, because they are sucking in a lot of defenders.
Yeah, I think they're playing a very disciplined game. You'd expect their coaching staff happy with the structure in their game. A lot of simple stuff done well. That's what they're looking for.
Opportunity again here for Neddies inside the 22. The line out is good. It's been well won there by Nobbin. Now the drive comes. They must be close.
Oh, surely that's been pulled down.
Clarkson. Tarawa. Petherick. Oh, Hoskins again. His defence has been solid this afternoon in these early stages. Clarkson looking for some runners. Finds one in Macaulay. Clarkson again to Callan. So Cottesloe defending desperately. Neddy's on the attack. Tarawa. Oh, solid hit again there on Matuatu. Ball may have been turned over. In fact, it has, so Cottesloe come away with it. But it's loose again now, picked up by Nedlands. Tarawa looking for someone. The big don't argue. On his opposite number, it's come loose again. Loveridge is back to pick it up, so...
Boy, some sting in that Cott defence.
Certainly is. Tommy Humer's the one that's down at the moment, but took it up here in the...
The ball was a hot potato there. I think Kimberlin did a great job to strip the ball in the ruck and then somehow it popped back out on the Nedlands side almost immediately.
It was a great little don't argue there too from Tarawa on Leituala. Yeah, and Tobias Hoskins hitting the midfield was a cracker as well. So the skipper leading from the front, as always.
Seen a bit of height, though, in those Cottesloe tackles. They'll have to be careful there in terms of making sure that they're not penalised for lifting the player into the ground.
Yeah, and the line-out driving more there, John. Obviously, Nedlands looked like they had good structure there and they were heading for the try line, but...
Yeah, look, I agree. I think, obviously, the referee thought that someone tripped over and that Cottesloe hadn't pulled that down, but it looked a very well-structured maul that suddenly suddenly collapsed.
Yeah,
but I think that, look, it's very difficult to defend a well-structured maul, and Cottesloe obviously did well, and perhaps we could call it even given the halfback interchange at the other end of the field.
Yep.
So goal ball, guys.
And John, the wind, it seems to be strengthening. Would you put a number of points on this breeze, do you think? Is it sort of a 10-point breeze? Is it going to get stronger throughout the afternoon?
I think it's definitely an advantage. I wouldn't put points on it, but certainly if you're looking to play a territory game, it's going to help keeping the ball down this river end.
Oh, see, I'm bolder than you. I reckon it's at least a 14-point breeze this one. Two converted tries at least in this breeze this afternoon. So Neddies need to be up by 14.
There you go. So you've heard it here, and it is that northerly breeze. So it is heading down towards the river, so favouring Nedlands in this first half.
Crowd!
Another attacking opportunity here for them. A scrum only about 5 or so metres away from the Cottesloe try line. Clarkson with the scrum feed.
Good opportunity here for McKellar.
It's been picked up off the back. No, it's left alone. Tawara. Now to Matawatu. Short ball there. Great tackle again by Hoskins.
Oh, and there's a penalty again. The entry. He's been hard on it, and he's penalised Cott earlier and been consistent. Referee Graham Cooper. He's nailed the Nedlands players for their entry. It was Matawatu, it was, getting in front of the man with the ball.
Hoskins really getting the reward there for some very stiff defence in that centre region.
So I'll tell you what, that's two absolute gift opportunities that Neddies have squandered now, that line out and now a scrum. So that'll give Cottesloe a bit of confidence.
Avery looking for the touchline, finds it. Territory dominated by Nedlands in the early stages of this first half. So Walker. They've got a few jumping options. They go to Huppets. This time he brings it down cleanly. They get around him and start to drive. Hunt holding it in. In fact, Walker's got it. We saw him this time last week. They've got a very good rolling maul. Kaiser Reedy in there driving. Walker at the back. Hunt gets it. The box kick. It holds up in the wind. Tarawa takes it. He's met quickly there by his opposite number, Late Tuwala. Loversage. Didn't get a hold on the kick. Avery will just hang on to it. Slips over. Well, leaves the ball behind. You can tell by the crowd in the corner there. But it was
no arms in that context.
Well, yeah, they're right in front of the third half down there where all the Netty stalwarts are. They would have been letting him know too. Letting him know the Netty's defenders would come galloping down the field, the sound of the footsteps.
Tell you what, having a look at the Nedlands third half, they're certainly in that third half lifestyle region. They're all about 75 years old.
So Netty's back on the attack. Petherick now. Another good line-out win. Playing with a lot of width. This is Macaulay onto Callan. Clarkson, Tarawa, Zeitsman. Minkley's there. Drives out of the way. Clarkson again. Tarawa flat-footed. Callan again flat-footed. So Cott's defensive line holding firm at this stage. Sloppy ball to no one. Tarawa forced to bend down to pick it up. Matawatu. This is Pomeray. Oh. I made to stop him right around the bootlaces by Kimlin.
Oh, great tackle. And you called it, Mick. You were calling those Nedlands runners. They were very flat-footed. There was no one moving onto the ball. They were just sort of catching it and then trying to beat the man and get punched through the contact zone. But it's excellent defence by Cottesloe. So if Cottesloe can get their defence structure right, Nedlands are giving them very easy targets to knock over, just like that. So Interesting your thoughts, John, but Neddy's ball runners, they need to get a bit of momentum, get a bit of a steam up.
Yeah, that was a classic tackle from Kimlin on the biggest man out there on the field. Textbook stuff, but it's not just one player. The whole Cott lineup is really focusing on what's been a very solid defensive performance. Now we get to see them with the ball.
Now, Kimlin's actually just left the field, so I'm not sure whether he's
done something.
Whether it's a blue card for the HIA or he's done a shoulder. I'm not sure what. It was after that tackle on Pomeroy.
He's gone to have a bit of a sit down and a bit of a rest. So,
and Sawalu is the replacement in jersey number 20, so we'll work out where he's going to go.
Disappointing line outcome there for Cottesloe. Just first time in a while they've had first phase possession in their own half, but ruled not straight, and so it'll be a Nedlands scrum.
And John, we talk about the desperation. That's the times where you need to get things right. When these desperate stakes, you've got to get those little things right.
Crouch!
Probably should have thrown it to 2, Johnny.
Boy!
Your specialty.
Set!
So Clarkson, 5 metres inside Neddy's half. Big drive coming from Cottesloe. Referee Graham Cooper plays on. It's been won by Cott. Petherick's back there.
Oh, someone's been taken out off play. Either that or they've taken a dive.
So Hume it is the one that's claiming.
Well, referee Cooper showing some perspicacity there. He's not going to be drawn in by people trying to win an Academy Award. It allows the game to go on. It's been a good performance so far. Now Cott.
Well won there by Macaulay for Neddies. And they start the drive.
Out now, one.
Clarkson finally pulls it out, sends it to Tarawa. The banana kick. Fontalvo had half a dozen bites at that one. But
I was just thinking he was looking for the quick line out, but you've got to get the ball first. And this won't do Cott any harm, just spending a little bit of time down in the Nedlands half here. I know they've got to get their set piece right, but certainly helpful for them just to have a little bit of position.
So Walker up it's again, just gets a mid on it, but it's Clarson's come through. He's knocked it on though. So Cott not getting their line out right.
Yeah, and John, that was a bit lazy, I thought, from Huppets. He just sort of put the mid up. He needs to be able to bring that ball down rather than slap it down. Makes an absolute meal for the halfback.
Well, I think it's the third or fourth Cottesloe line out we've seen, and in all cases they haven't been able to secure the ball cleanly in 2 hands, and it's putting a lot of pressure. And in this case, they've lost possession. Yeah, luckily, it was knocked on.
What about the tactic of maybe going to a short man line out there rather than the full line out? You can probably shorten it up.
Yeah, look, as Mick knows, I've always found it easier just to call yourself in any format.
2, just throw it to 2.
Well, wherever you are, but certainly they need to change. If it's not, they can't keep tapping the ball down like that. They need to secure possession.
So chance here for Cott. Hunt with it. Sawalu it is, gone to number 8. Late Tuala to Hoskins. Runs. And the gap closes very quickly between Madawatu and Zeitsman. But still they continue to rumble through Cottesloe.
Yeah, it's a maul though. It's a maul. Yep.
And he's hold them up.
Yeah, it was good carry from Hoskins. But again, Madawatu and Zeitsman, 2 strong centres, just got underneath him. It was the right line, just pumped his. Tobias realised that he was going to be held up, so he started on the leg drive and then desperately was trying to get that knee to ground. The troops arrived a fraction too late to really nail him and hammer him through, but again, Neddy's just hanging on it here at the moment. You get a feeling that Cott is sniffing out a try any moment.
Yeah, halfway through the half, 20 minutes gone, 5-0 the score.
Boy.
Mitch Hardy has called a 14-point breeze, so Neddy's with some work to do. So Clarkson again looks for Tarawa, and this time he decides to go. They chance their arm. Still going. This is Madawatu up to the 10-metre line. Nice change of tactics there. Macaulay. Now Tarawa puts it on the toe. Avery sits up nicer for him this time.
Inside.
And he gets a fair bit on that. That's a nice kick from the fullback.
Yeah, very sensible option there for Brad Avery. I know he likes to have a counter-attack, but I think just settling things down is the way to go here at the moment. Keep going to the set-piece areas.
So Mongard with the throw. Macaulay wins it easily. Tarawa. Stander over the top. Squashes him into the ground. Clarkson picks up Callan. Great tackle there by Leituala. And little Clarkson, little chip kick looking for some space. Avery's back forward. It might beat him into touch. And yes, it does.
And that's just good rugby. You know, a couple of runners around the corner at motion, and then brought the back three up, and they're just a little nudge over the top into the corner. It just runs into the river end there. And there's not much Brad Avery could have done about that one. But very good rugby from Nedlands.
So pressure on this Cottesloe line out. It hasn't been great. Walker with the throw. They need to get it right. They go to the back, and this time they do. It's a much better line out. Stunder, a good man to try and clear some space. Leituala with the kick. Lovasage waits for it. He sits up. He swings around with Minkley, the try scorer. Callan with some space. This is Marley May. Keeps the legs driving. Clarkson, Tarawa. Nobbin. Still going. 15 metres away now. Nedlands right in front of the sticks. Lovasage up from fullback. Nice quick ball across to Petherick, but he's left it behind. So just Nedlands just unable to convert.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that pass. It was flat and hard and in front.
The forwards made the mistake of letting the backs have a pass, because on this side of the commentary side of the field, we saw the second rowers and props interacting beautifully down this short side. Unfortunately, the Nedlands backs couldn't hold their own out in the open.
Yeah, Luke Callan, I've been really impressed with him so far in this game. He's getting through some good work. He's playing nice and tight, running some good lines. Him and Jack Nobbin in particular, laying good foundations down for the Netties to attack from, but just not able to convert at the moment.
See that great shots there of Fulgrave up against Pomeroy.
I'm not sure who won the toss, fellas, but I reckon Nedlands know the local conditions pretty well. This wind is likely to die in the second half, so it might be 14 points in the first half, but let's wait and see.
Well, solid hit there by Fontalvo onto Zeitsman. Ball comes loose, so Nedlands back on the attack. Nice little clever work there by Clarkson, just seeing the opportunity, putting it on the toe. Graham Cooper coming back. So neither team really able to string too many phases together here, as we just see it on the build-up replay. It was late to Ola. That was a solid hit there by Zeitsman.
Yeah, Zinson and Matuato are just playing really well as a centre pairing at the moment. As a 12-13 combo, they're obviously working very well together. Matuato's covering that inside ball off once the ball goes past his face, and Zeitzman's just picking his targets really nicely, and you could just see the reaction from Matuato there. He was already hanging around by the time Zeitzman had got the shoulder on the ball, so this centre pairing out here working very well together at the moment, and Cottesloe struggling to get through them.
So centre field scrum here for Netties. That's what they love to practice at training. The big drive coming from Cott. Netties, the ball comes good. Tarawa, Lovasage up from fullback. He leaves him alone. It goes on to Minkley. Minkley still going. Desperate tackle there by Avery. Now they pile in. Clarkson again. Long ball across to Mongard. Stunder brings him to ground. So Netties right on the attack. They come the short side once again. Lovasage, quick hands. Minkley's got it. He spots the line. He throws it back inside. Knock on it called again. So we come back for the penalty.
Smart football there by Nedlands. They saw they had the advantage, and so really tried to see if they could get through that Cottesloe defence.
And if I was Nedlands here, I'd just be taking the three. It's a nice, easy three. Yeah, and I think they've pointed to the sticks, so Sheldon Tarawa won't have any problems with this one.
Yeah, it's been a long time since any points were scored in the match. And that first try early on by Tegan Minkley.
25 minutes in, we're only 5-0 up. Nedlands have had some good possession. Cottesloe hanging in there. Their set piece could probably be a little bit more polished. Massive game for both teams this afternoon.
So Tarawa, bread and butter stuff for him, right in front. And makes no mistake, the flags are raised, so the score moves out to 8-0. Nedlands leading Cottesloe in this battle between 5th and 6th, with 3 rounds remaining, including this one in the Fortescue Premiership. And 6 does not go into 4, so this match vital for both of these sides to keep their semi-final chances alive. And at the moment, it is Neddies up 8-0.
Those interested in the games from around the grounds this afternoon, West have got to an early lead, 14 points in 11 Perth Bayswater, and the Students, UWA 12, Associates 7. We'll give you another update around half-time.
So a good exit there by Neddies. Tarawa just sending that ball right on the 10-metre line.
They've got to get this part of their game right, Cottesloe. They've got to get a bit of a structure here. They've got to use that driving maul.
So Walker with it. Huppets climbs high again, brings it down sloppily. It's been almost intercepted there by Nobbin. So the line out, John, just not comfortable for Cott.
Yeah, it really needs a little bit more confidence in the air. The ball was there to be grabbed, I thought.
Because Neddy's doing pretty well with their defence. They're using Macaulay very well up against Huppets, and they're spooking the Cott line out. You heard them call the recall.
Yeah, with the loss of Kimlin, I think they've just run out of line-out options here. So, you know, Huppets is the main man, and they just don't really have a plan B to go to.
No, because Macaulay's all over Huppets in this line-out. He's just shepherding him or shadowing him.
Yeah, and Callan's going in front of him, so which makes it very easy for Macaulay to pick him off.
You can see him there. Walker with the throw. Again, a sloppy one by Cott, picked up by Fulgrave. Stunder to Hoskins. Met heavily there by Farrell. Now they go, Cott trying to get some front foot ball. This is Herrick now. Sawalu.
Yeah, Sheldon Tawera. He was quick onto that one, and he's got a turnover for his team. It was a good read from him as well. Knew when to come in. You could sense that the Nedlands forwards were running out of numbers, and he just shut in there and was able to get a quick grab on it. And then you can see him straight over the ball. Good hunting from him. Great to see a 10 looking for work around the breakdown. Don't see that very often from 10s.
Well, I think you could see how hard and fast Sawalu was running in and wanted to make sure he didn't actually have to tackle him and was there to strip the ball. Absolute perfect stuff from a good number 10.
And a valuable one too. Cott seeming to get a little bit of momentum. Well won there by Callan. Tarawa. This is Pomeray. We would love to have seen him as the number 8, Mitch Hardy. They come around the corner. Callan. Klaasen again. Tarawa. Nice little clever kick through. Zeitsman's chasing. How's the bounce going to be? He keeps it on the toe. Oh. Hunt it was to get back, and the penalty coming in favour of Neddies.
Yeah, that was good little play from Zeitsman there. Brad Avery didn't know what to do with it.
Great soccer skills from Zeitsman. He was a little bit unlucky, actually. Ball didn't land a bit more opportunistically, sort of languishing there without the ability to pop up into the hands of a couple of fast-running Nedlands support players, but we'll see what they do with this line-out.
Yeah, Phoenix Hunt couldn't do much about that one. I'm not sure how on their feet there were the Nedlands 3 players that were there. They looked to be a little bit of off-the-feet work, but obviously Graham Cooper had a better view of it than us. So Nedlands really needs to convert this one.
Yeah. Oh, they leave behind Cullen. Hume it is that picks it up. In fact, it was Farrell. Pomeray. Klaasen, short side to Callan, and he's over. Making it look very easy in the end, John.
Yeah, nice play there. Good bit of communication. Cott stretched and just found the right angle to come in there and get over the line. Good to see Pomeray getting into the game too, hitting it up and maintaining possession.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good structure from Nedlands. It was a little bit sloppy at line-out, and Nobbin did really well to bring it down and get through there. But again, Luke Callan's just doing a mountain of work and making himself available for carries, and then just shooting back that short side, which I called early on. I think Cottesloe quite susceptible there, especially off line-out time, to come back short early. And that time, Luke Callan had no troubles at all to get a try for his team. So pretty simple kick here for Sheldon Tarrawar as well, with the win behind him. So they'll extend their lead out to 15 points here with 30 minutes on the clock. So Neddy's finally getting some conversion of their field position and possession that they've had.
So Tarrawar, and he's good size, Breeze behind him, and he slots that one without any trouble whatsoever. So Neddy's out to a 15 points to nil lead.
Yep. So anything from me on here in my book's a bonus for Nedlands.
Yeah,
they got to keep
in the Mitch Hardy scoreboard. It's 1-0.
They've got to keep Cott scoreless. Make Cott chase the scoreboard in the second half.
So Leituala, Gowing was being pinged for offside, so he's not allowed to chase anymore. Well picked up by Graham Cooper, and Tarrawar with a big torpedo. Sawalu picks it up in the mid.
Yeah.
And he's off. Lovasic does well. Avery gets the ball though. So on the 10-metre line, Cottesloe, they need to get this ball. It's been stolen though by Neddy, so Neddy's back on the attack. Clarkson kicking to the space. The chase is coming through. There's no one home for Neddy's. Hume it is that gets back. So Cott right under pressure. Oh, almost.
Oh.
McKellar it was that almost.
You get the penalty for the deliberate knockdown.
Yellow card?
That's our
Yellow
rule that
card?
we don't like, Mick, isn't it?
I hate that rule.
Jeez.
At least he didn't card him.
McKellar takes that, he scores.
Yeah.
Instead who gives a penalty. What's your thoughts on that law, John?
I think it's one that's very difficult to referee, and it spoils the game. How can you tell what a player's intention was in going for the ball?
Well, yeah, I would have gotten about 20 yellow cards in my lifetime if I'd...
The great interceptor, Mitch Hardy. Yes, I can understand why you don't like it.
When in doubt, go for an intercept is my book.
Yes.
So,
well, again, that's a good way to avoid making a tackle.
Which I was very good at.
So Cott needing to score some points. This time Huppets wins it well. Is that the little thing they needed to give them some sort of momentum? They start to drive. His defensive line moving forward. Leituala shows and goes. Hoskins pulls it in. Great tackle there by McKellar. Leituala. Oh, terrific tackle by Farrell needed to be made. So this is better from Cottesloe. Sawalu. They may hold him up. Zeetzman in there trying to rip now. Gets to ground. Hunt.
Yeah.
To Huppets. McKellar.
Out.
McCauley tries to reef it away. Kick now from Hunt. Lovasic is there. Gowing's also putting pressure on. It's going to come back in favour of Cottesloe. So momentum swinging their way at the moment, but they've got to go a long way back.
Yeah, Graham Cooper playing a long advantage here. That was for an early tackle on Tobias Hoskins. Hoskins just getting held back from Matawatu when he went to carry.
Would have liked to see that play on a little bit. I'm not so sure that Cottesloe couldn't got some advantage there from Avery securing the ball, but deep in Nedlands territory with no support around him. With 2 minutes to go, I'm not so sure Cottesloe are better off way back here, 65 metres from their try line.
No, especially because it was a one-on-one with Lovasic and Avery, and Lovasic was looking for the sideline, so could have been a Cott line out, probably another 15, 20 metres further downfield from where they are now.
So you can see the wind on the assistant referee's flag there. Definitely going left to right.
And I think that comes down to how referees apply that law advantage, that if propelled the ball 15-20 metres downfield. Surely that's advantage.
So Huppert, it's not straight.
Now they can't get the line out right. Oh dear.
The only ones they've caught are the ones that are about 2 feet crooked.
Scrum.
So again, Cottesloe, their own worst enemy here in the first half at the foreshore.
We'll go this way.
Just
So
taking
this
the
might
foot
be
off
the
the
last
throat.
scrum of the game, fellas. So halfway, Nedlands ball.
I think they've got a few more minutes.
Yeah, we've got a bit of discrepancy between the scoreboard clock and the broadcast clock.
Yeah, no.
Oh, well, in that case, I'm backing yours.
Yeah, but ultimately Graham Cooper's in charge, so he'll tell us. He'll tell us when we're finished. Hopefully, John Welborn's got an opportunity to run out there and grab a player for an interview at half time.
Yeah, Luke
Walk
Callum would be
briskly,
good.
Mitch.
Doesn't want to tear anything.
Stay on. Ball's out, guys.
Sloppy one, picked up by Matawatu. Tarawa, Lovasage up from fullback. Pops that nice short ball out to Minkley. Minkley still going, beats the tackle of Avery. Jackson it is, finally brings him to ground. Clarkson, Nedlands right on the attack. Terrific ball there to McKellar. They come the short side, nice hands from Zeetzman. Jackson again makes the tackle. Tarawa looking for the chip across field to Callan. Finds him. Has he got the speed? He's still going. And he's over.
Oh, that's outstanding work from young Luke Callan. And it was good vision from Sheldon Tarawa, and it was good play over on this right-hand side touchline by the number 14, Minkley. He did an excellent job getting out of some traffic there, and it was just good vision from Sheldon Tarawa with a great crossfield kick. And Luke Callan had a bit of work to do, the big man. Took his time.
What a great try. It's great to see that in Premier Grade rugby in Western Australia. As you say, Mitch Hardy, Minkley doing a power of work in and amongst 3 or 4 covering Cottesloe defenders, and then switchback crossfield kick reminiscent of Johnny Wilkinson, and a great try in the corner from a rangy loose forward doing his work.
Yeah, great reward for Luke Callum. He's had a terrific first 40 minutes here this afternoon, and had plenty of work to do. Too strong for Leituala, desperately tried to hold him up as Tarawa looking to add the extras right in the shadows of half-time.
There's also good play earlier from Jake McKellar as well, just getting through that tackle zone.
And he pushes that out to the right, and that will be half-time as John Welborn will go out and try and get hold of a player. But Mitch, it was... Look, I think that score is probably a little bit more reflective of the game of that first half so far.
Yeah, absolutely. 20 points to nil on our Stan Sport match of the day here. It's all on the line for Cottesloe, and they just haven't been able to fire a shot. Their lineouts let them down. There are 3 unanswered tries to the Nedlands team, with a double to Luke Callan, 1 to Tegan Minkley, who did a great little piece of work 6 minutes in, a penalty and a conversion, as we're just going to go down to John Welborn's sideline. Hopefully he's got Luke Callan down there with him.
Hi guys, yeah, I'm on the field here with Luke Callan. Nice to finish the half with a try. And you're up against a couple of Western Force players. How did you find the first half?
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, a bit lucky there at the end to get that try, but yeah, it's good first half of footy, and very competitive, enjoying it.
What's the game plan up front for the Nedlands forwards?
I just take it to them, be more aggressive and get the go forward for the backs to score the tries.
Great, well done the first half. Good luck in the second. Mitch Hardy says it's a 14-point win, so you'll have to do your work. Good luck.
Thank you, John, and thanks very much to Luke. And John, we'll keep you just while we've got you out there in your other role as the president of Rugby WA. There was a big announcement made during the week about a change to the competition.
Yeah, that's correct. There's currently 13 clubs in the Premier Grade competition, but only 5 of those clubs have got Colt sides, so it's actually been a change since I was playing here. And the second tier championship competition has a much smaller number of clubs, of really only of which 4 or 5 are competitive. So there's been, I think, a very positive change to the competition to supercharge that second tier and create over a 3-year period a genuine 2-tiered competition with 8 to 10 clubs in each tier, and work towards having ongoing promotion and relegation between those two tiers. So concentrate the first tier of what I would call Premiership 1, and then have a Premiership 2 competition that's not only viable but sustainable, but actually creates a really competitive edge to the second tier competition. And part of those changes is also to make sure that the Premiership 1 clubs are focusing on also having a Colts side and a women's team. And so the ambition there is to supercharge WA rugby at the local club level to create two viable, sustainable competitions, but also make sure our Premiership clubs have got depth in the men's game, but also depth in the juniors game and in the women's game.
So the structure next year, how many teams will be in the Division 1 as well, Premier 1?
We're going to go from 13 clubs to 11. And obviously those two clubs will join an expanded second tier competition, and then we'll work over the next the 2 seasons to introduce promotion and relegation, and then further refine those two competitions so that they've both got the right amount of teams in them.
So 2025 is your ideal situation. What will that look like?
Well, hopefully we can get there sooner, but I think we'll end up, hopefully it'll be great to have 2 tiers of 10 clubs. That seems ambitious at this stage, but I think we'll have 8 to 10 clubs in 2 tiers, and certainly the Premiership 1 clubs will also have Colts teams and women's teams.
Fantastic. And Mitch, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely, Mickey. And I applaud Rugby WA to taking those strategic steps towards strengthening the next tier of competition that underpins the Western Force. And it's difficult for clubs to consider themselves not in the Premier grade, but I think it's a wonderful opportunity for those clubs to provide the game to their communities, and they are community clubs, and they're there to service their community and provide the great game of rugby to them. And all those clubs that are in that second division, they've got a wonderful opportunity to grow the game as well, especially at junior level. And as John says, that Colts and women's part of the game as well is really growing and flourishing here in WA. And you just have to look at the women's competition this year with, I think they have 9 teams out of the 13 first grade clubs, all with women's teams, and that's really strong. Where we've got to do a lot of work is in that Colts area, John, and really grow that youth development part of the game as well. Yeah,
there's an unfortunate irony in that the 2 clubs that are at the bottom of the current Premiership competition, 13 teams, being Rockingham and Arcs, are actually have fantastic juniors and have fantastic facilities and are actually doing a really good job of growing the game. And so it's important that 2-tiered competition allows those clubs to continue their great work, and ultimately they'll have the ambition to get back into Premiership 1 as quickly as possible, and no one would be more delighted than me to see that happen, because they're competitive clubs and they deserve a viable competition.
Yeah, and we're seeing every week, Nick, even just when we've gone to this top 6, the closeness of the competition, especially in these top 6 clubs, any of those top 6 can win the minor premiership, let alone the major premiership. So it's a great initiative, and I think we need to work strategically to keep rugby growing here, and this is a great way to do it.
So second half about to get underway. Peter Grant on, so there's a few changes. Cottesloe, it is the former Springbok in the number 22 jersey. We'll wait and try and see who he's. Looks like he may be playing in the number 12. We'll have a look as we go, and of course we're all waiting for jersey number 16, Heath Tessman, to come on for Nedlands. He hasn't come off the bench at this stage. There's Tarawa with Neddy's punching into the breeze this time.
Thought they might have put him on there once Peter Kimlin went off.
For the experience or the jumping?
Although certainly the hooker at the moment, Mongard's not doing too much wrong, so no point in bringing a young bloke off for the old bull.
So Walker with the throw. It's been well won by Hupperts, but it's gone to ground, but referee will play the knock on, so Cott will keep it. So how important is it for Cott to score in these first 5 minutes?
Oh, they have to get some field position first, and they have to just go to their systems and structures and just start to nip away at that scoreboard. They can't panic, they can't be frenetic about it. They just got to be systematic about gradually just pulling back that 20 points.
Well, I think they just need to be a bit calm. I mean, Mitch Hardy will tell them they've got 14 points up their sleeve, so they really only need one score in 40 minutes on top of the wind to get there. So, but certainly they'll be looking for a strong start. This is their opportunity. In terms of Heath Tessman, at the moment he'll still be in the mode of hoping he doesn't get on. It'll be interesting to see if Nedlands get in front in those last couple of minutes for cheeky cap. It'll change momentum.
So Peter Grant going to the line. Jackson. So Grant it is in the number 10. Late Tuala back to his number 12. This is a beautiful ball to
ball.
Huffets. He's got the line wide open and he'll have the pace. Clarkson tries to do the ankle tap, but Cottesloe are in, and it's exactly what they needed.
Oh, what an absolute cracking ball. And you can put that down to Peter Grant, taking the ball to the line and setting up that initial phase play. And then Huppet's just working around the corner and just ran an absolute perfect line.
Look, there's nothing better in rugby, surely, than seeing a big second rower at full flight straight down the centre of the field, 30 metres from the try line. Over.
I don't want to be too critical of the back three for Nedlands, but where were you boys?
They? Yeah.
Someone should have been covering there. You see Herschel Klassen just totally misread that one and got caught on the hop. But, geez, he's pretty nippy, Huppets.
Yes.
Good set of heels.
He might need a few tips from a winger like you, Mitch, as to how to not to break his ribs when he scores the try.
Yeah, just get it there and get it there fast.
Late Tuala adds the extras, so there's that try. John Wilborn, that's the one they needed. So is he going to call a Cottesloe victory?
Yeah, they now just need to let the wind do the rest of the work. But
put the
certainly
speaker up.
We were saying they needed to score in the first 5 minutes. Well, they've done it in the first 3. So we're game on here at Nedlands.
Yeah, if those people interested around the grounds, it's 14 all at Perth Bayswater against West and 12 all.
Wow.
UWA ex Soaks, so close games in the other 2 fixtures today.
So Tarawa getting a shell shock. Nedlands back underway, kicking to the breeze. He's taken about 2 metres off that straight away, kicking well above the halfway line. Avery using the breeze, sends it back. Farrell takes it on the touch line. They play on quickly.
Oh, it's a poor chase from Cott.
Tarawa, short stumping kick. Peter Grant will just keep that ball in, the experience of the former Springbok. Tarawa takes it, AFL style grab midfield. Lovasage right on the halfway line, looking for the touch line. Avery just let that one roll into touch.
Yeah, you can put that down to a really poor chase up the midfield from Cottesloe there. It wasn't a bad kick. Found the touch line. Farrell did good to get the quick throw back in, and there's just no one bringing up the midfield.
Yeah.
Just
and
allowed all the
Nedlands
time
really
in the world.
using the fact that Lovasich has played a lot of 10, so you can really see that interaction between Tarawa and Lovasich as ball player and kicker.
So Cott, that's been taken there by Hupp. It's almost stolen by Neddies. Line out starting to work for Cottesloe. Hunt using the breeze.
Yeah, not sure about a box kick there. I think when you've got an ex-Springbok at 10 with a big hoof, you go long. You go as long as you possibly can.
Yeah, there may have been, trying to pick up some, if there's been any more changes. It's well won there by Macaulay. Tarawa, ball turned back inside. Peter Grant puts it on the toe. Late Tuala of the chase. Late Tuala, how's the bounce going to be? It's good for him. Can he offload? Oh, terrific tackle by Petherick. Had to make it, and he did, and the great counter-ruck there coming from Neddies.
What about the pace there? I was just giving Lovasich a great rap about his number 10 skills, but gosh, as a fullback, Mitch didn't have. It made you look fast.
He was on the treadmill, poor Lovasich. But Tuala, I think the option there was to keep it on the toe, not to regather. The ball did sit up for him, but I think he would have been better off keeping it on the toe. And what a terrific tackle from James Petherick. Yeah, brilliant. And then the counter-ruck came. So Cottesloe, just a couple of little opportunities.
Yeah, getting a sniff. It's that breeze.
It was certainly a 7-point tackle. That'll give Cottesloe some lift, though. They're back in this game at 20-7.
So Munga, they play on quickly. Macaulay, it's a sloppy one. Soalu takes it. So Cottesloe back on the attack. Sloppy from Nedlands. They pick and go.
Oh, that wasn't the option from Hunt. He was looking for runners.
The line out's not straight.
So line out not straight was the call from Graham Cooper.
Oh, geez, I thought it was all right.
You see there on the build-up relay.
Maybe it was Heath Tessman calling it not straight because he wants to get on the field.
So Hoskins out there trying to rev up his troops. So Hoskins moving from the backs into the forwards for the second half. Mr. Versatile.
So the scrums have been pretty even today. No team's been dominant.
So Hunt feeds it for Cott to Grant. Again, going to the line to Leituala. Leituala, he was so good in the number 12 position against Associates. Here they go, Stunder. So Cottesloe right back on the attack with some front foot ball. Peter Grant again going to the line, turns it back to Herrick. Referee playing advantage, and the penalty comes.
Oh, settle it down, take the points, Cott, take the points. Keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, it's been a real change of momentum, Mitch, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And geez, there's some space there around the edge of the rucks. Just absolute widening gaps there. So Nedlands just a little bit lazy. Once the Cott boys are getting in behind them, they're just not posting up and allowing big gaping holes around that pillar post area. And you can see Phoenix Hunt just every now and then. He can sense those holes are there, and he's having a little snipe.
Going for the scrum too.
Oh, I would have taken the points there, Mick. Geez, 20 points to 10 within the first 10 minutes.
All day long, 33 minutes to go.
Oh, I'm not sure about that call. I don't want to criticise Tobias Hoskins because his dad will be texting me, but geez, I'd have taken the points.
They're confident though, and Peter Grant making a huge amount of difference. That 10-12 with himself and Leituala being damaging since the half-time break. The scrum holds firm. Now the drive starts to come. Sawalu's got it at the back. Sawalu picks it up, goes himself to Hunt. Short ball across to Avery, stepping, dancing. He must be close. In fact, he's over.
The 8-9-15. There it is.
I tell you what, Tobias Hoskins as skipper has rolled the dice and it's come up trumps. So Brad Avery had a bit of work to do there, but it was a good little bit of play from Phoenix Hunt. You got the sense that Cott were just putting the medal on the Nedlands pack. You see the Neddy's pack starting to buckle, but then they had the front foot. It was good play from the 8. Phoenix Hunt just held the ball up beautifully. 1, 2, 3 would-be tacklers. Jake McKellar all too late, and Brad Avery, great little piece of work from him to get the 5-pointer for the Cott boys.
Wow. They got the spacing just right there. You know, we used to do that all the time in the old days of rugby, the 8-9-15, and you don't see it a lot these days, but when you get the spacing just right, put the defence under a lot of pressure and paid dividends with a good try that's put Cott right back into the game, and that wind strengthening.
So game on here at the foreshore. Cottesloe with 2 tries in the opening 8.5 minutes of this second half. Leituala looking to add the extras. It's about 5 metres in from touch, 24 away from the line. Moves into it. And that looks pretty good off the boot, and the flags are raised. So 20 points to 14.
So Cott certainly playing like a team desperate for survival in the Fortescue competition this season.
What I don't like about that, Mick, we're only 10 minutes into this second half and they've already put 14 points on the board, boys. I'll tell you what, Nedlands are just a little bit shell-shocked at half-time here. They've just come out and just let Cott just have the run of play.
So Tarawa again to get things underway. I'm sure he wouldn't have been expecting to do that 3 times in the first 10 minutes. Peter Grant takes it.
What a difference he's made since he's been on the field.
Very good. Farrell. Oh, no, it may have gone backwards.
I think it's too early to call, but the wheels off Nedlands. Heath Tessman, get on there. They need you.
Wow. So Farrell, he had all the time in the world.
After last week's game, Mick, I'm a bit reluctant to start writing teams off this far out from full time.
Exactly.
But I'm happy to do it because it adds a bit of interest.
Well, Cottesloe right back in this one. And all the momentum in favour of them at the moment in this early stage of the second half. Yeah, Fafita Tavo also on for Cottesloe, one of the changes made at half-time.
Yeah, he's a plucky little winger. I like him.
Yeah, had a great game against
He has a
Soaks.
crack.
So Cott again, big platform. Hunt with it to Peter Grant. Dummies to Leituala, short ball to Jackson. They pick and go again, Leituala. And he's come to life in this second half. Herrick. Fontalvo in there to support. Grant to Walker. This is Huppets.
tackle!
Already scored one today. Hunt just looking to put that behind the netties. Petherick it is. Sawalu making the tackle. Callum to Macaulay. Kaiser Reedy just grabs hold of his jersey, swings him down. Ball may have become loose, so it's been picked up here by Cottesloe using the hands. Jackson across. We've just spoke about Fafita Tavo. He must be very close, so Cott right back on the attack once again.
Hoskins, he's over the line. Has he got it down? He has. Oh, the skipper stepping up.
So Tobias Hoskins it was from that turnover, just 5 metres away from the netties line, and Cottesloe so quick to pounce. As we just see it here on the build-up relay, Jackson across to Fafita Tavo, stepping inside. He went desperately close himself, and then Hoskins there just in the number 12, stepping inside Zeetzman to dot it down.
Oh, what great try. You can put that down to Leo Tuala. Like that turnover where he did the counter-ruck and came back and picked up the ball was a terrific bit of play just to get that turnover, and he's really stepped up. Peter Grant taking the ball to the line each time off that set piece, and he's just been putting guys through holes. It's just been terrific to watch.
Yeah, a lot of continuity. Interesting to compare the first 10 or 15 minutes of the game where Nedlands really tested the Cottesloe defence but found it willing. And in contrast, Nedlands have just looked like Swiss cheese, Mick and Mitch. The Cott defence really held up in that onslaught from Nedlands, whereas in the first 15 minutes of this second half, we've just seen them making huge inroads into a Nedlands defence that'll need to really tighten up if they're going to come back.
Well, they've got to get a bit of line speed off the line there. They're all sitting back on their heels, especially off set piece, and just allowing Peter Grant just to run it into that attacking channel where he can just pick his runners. That wouldn't have missed by much.
Just pushing it to the right of the post.
So we're 1 point in it.
1 point, 20 points to 19.
Well, Cottesloe, they got the wind behind them. They're running downhill towards the river, and they can't wait to get the ball back in their hands.
So Tarawa getting play underway again. Sawalu takes it cleanly. Runs into Heath Tessman, the man in jersey number 16. They're brought on the super sub. Straight away he's into it. Peter Grant, Petherick under it. Back to Lovasage on the 10-metre line. Avery across in cover.
Oh, it's come off his leg.
He tries to keep it in. They're playing on. No, they don't. They come back.
It's a knock on there, I think.
It just came off his leg, I think, John.
Rolled into touch.
It's going to make it extremely tough for you, Mick, because Heath Tessman looks like Loveridge out there. They're almost like twins.
Got about the same pace off the mark too. Obviously,
we're going to have a bit of fun now for the next 25 minutes. Now Heath's on the field.
Jumping. Tarawa. Slow hands. Stunder gets it but loses it, but they get the first knock on. So Nedlands under pressure here, and Cottesloe applying it in spades.
Interesting move from Nedlands, seeing the great impact that former Springbok Grant is having as a ball player, and the decision therefore to bring on Tessman.
Yeah, but we'll see where
is he playing at number 8? Well, I think he is.
Yeah, I think he's always fancied himself as a bit of a number 8. He'll be looking to do some carry, get quickly off the back of this scrum.
He'll be calling moves. He'll be doing everything. He'll be loving this. Looking around, working out which way to go.
Looking in great shape.
Regular gym goer.
Got the extra small jersey. So Hunt. They come the short side to Avery. Pinned to the ears back. Tessman making the tackle. Trice over by the number 16. And that ball, it looks good. It may just go too far. Just needed a break.
There was a good option there from Phoenix Hunt, but it just did a break. And they'll bring it all the way back here for a scrum for Nedlands.
It was heading the right way, that ball, but just must have hit a divot because it's... So
So Phoenix Hunt didn't put that much on it. It just goes to show downhill into the river end, you can get away from them.
And that wind blowing directly behind Cottesloe.
So 3 unanswered tries in this half to Nedlands. Tries to Hoskins, to Cottesloe, Avery, Hoskins and Huppets all scoring with Leotuala 2 conversions. So 19 and unanswered points in this second half to Cottesloe. 20-0 at half time.
And 2019. Approaching the midway point of the second half. Short arm weighted in favour of Cottesloe.
Poor discipline there from Nedlands.
Oh, we're going to take a scrum.
Well,
it's all right.
Hoskins got the 7 points last time.
Yeah, well, Cott's just finding their rhythm here in this game.
They're
so
confident.
Peter Grant just marshalling his troops out there in the centres, just calling the shots. I think the sensible play here is to take it midfield and then shoot back down this right-hand side again. And if I was Phoenix Hunt, I'd still be looking for that little chip box kick over the top.
And Mitch, how valuable for Cott to have a guy like Peter Grant out there steering the ship?
Oh, he's a terrific bloke, and it's great to see him playing club rugby. And I tell you what, there'll be a lot of young blokes out there who'll be loving playing with a guy like Peter Grant. It's a terrific scrum by
Great scrum by Cott. Advantage coming their way. Peter Grant again going to the line. Fontalvo. Kaiser Reedy playing like a Harlem Globetrotter. Referee Graham Cooper still playing advantage. Chafita Tovo. Sawalu doing the clean out, and they'll come.
Oh, they're going to have a penalty down there.
New penalty.
Yeah. You're getting the rub of the greens with the penalties at the moment from Graham Cooper as well.
Well, I'm not so sure it's the rub of the green or just the lack of discipline from Nedlands. I think that was fairly straightforward, off his feet, player over the top.
Yeah, so they'll plug this into the corner here. Please don't tell me he's taking the points. No, he wouldn't do that. No, he's going to go the corner.
So Avery it will be.
And I'll tell you what, that's why this Cottesloe team's won so many premierships in a row, is that they just get into their routine and then they just back themselves all the time. They back their system, they back the process, and it's no coincidence that Tobias Hoskins has moved into this pack in this second half, and all of a sudden there's just that little bit more spring in their step because he does provide very good leadership.
So Cottesloe right back on the attack. Walker with the throw. It's a sloppy one. It's been picked up though by Stunter. Now to Peter Grant. Late to Wala. Avery. Just couldn't get his arm free. Hunt. Fafita Tovo. Fontalvo. Cottesloe looking to take the lead in this match for the first time. Sawalu. Peter Grant turns it back inside to Avery. Hunt. They've got numbers and they've got some momentum going forward. Stunder. The big number 8 crashing. Must be close. They go the short side.
Advantage.
Some good old-fashioned rucking there. We don't see it very often. Player needs to get out of the way. Stunder. They bypass him though. Grant.
Oh yeah, Graham Cooper might go to the pocket here.
No doubt.
Oh, it's Farrell.
It's number 1.
Would have liked to see Stunder.
Oh no, Farrell started to walk. Farrell started to walk and he's called number 1, I think. He's given someone a yellow card. Someone's got to go. Oh yeah, it's Marley May.
Marley May.
Yep, he's off. So professional foul.
Now that's going to make it, if things weren't difficult enough for Nedlands, down now to 14 men.
Oh,
and it was for not rolling away. Or was it?
Yeah,
was
I
that
think
Farrell?
killed it off there, Marley May. Just inches from the try line, he just absolutely just lied all over it. Not much you could do about that. It's either a try or you put your body on the line. So we need to see if surely Cott will call a scrum, and they do. Yep.
Nedlands obviously will have to bring on a prop here and presumably drop one of their back rowers.
Pete Testman will have to go to the front row, mate.
Oh, they'll just keep him on. Good point. Not often you see that. when a front rower gets pinned.
He's back in that hooking position. There he is, looking magnificent. Heath Tessman, dynamic, youthful, fast. He's got all the skills.
Crouch!
He's certainly why there's such a good crowd down here today. The kids have come out in numbers to see the great man.
Set!
Big scrum. So Cottesloe, Hunt with the feed. Sawalu again, he keeps it at the back. The drive starts to come on. Sawalu still
playing advantage.
Picks it, goes himself.
Oh,
Farrell does very well.
Great work from Farrell. It was all for naught though. Pomari's really struggling out there at the moment. Zantana Pomari, he's taken the knee a couple of times and he was last man up there. He absolutely got minced in that scrum. You can see the number 25, the whole scrum rolling over the top of him.
I'm a good 60 metres away and I can feel short of breath from here, looking at him.
No, the hookers never come off.
So they go again. Cotter very happy just to park down here. They've set up the picnic blanket and got the wine and cheese out. They're not going anywhere.
Sorry, the whole scrum, guys, has gone around the...
Very quiet down there in the third half now. Those three white tents where all the old boys are.
Real challenge for Tessman and Pomeray here to halt the momentum of this Cottesloe forward pack in the scrum. That's what's going to...
Tell you what, I've been really impressed with Sawalu as well. He's got through a mountain of work since he's been on the field.
Set!
So a telling moment in this match. Cottesloe, they drive again. Sawalu, now the ball comes loose. Hunt's gone through, he's chased it. So Cott, they pick and go. Is it Hoskins again? Or maybe it's Huppets. We'll try and see who it was. Might have been Huppets.
Goal line drop out. They're a little bit too over anxious there. They need to be patient.
I thought we were absolutely going to see the fantastic event of a pushover try. Ball popped out. Nedlands have been saved.
Yeah, it was just going too quickly for Sawalu. He couldn't keep up. He was trying to keep the ball coming forward, but the scrum was just getting away from him.
Do you think can he play from Tessman to back up that quickly?
Yes, just took them the gas off. As Jack Farrell's down, getting a bit of attention. So Nedlands just need to just calm things down here. Sheldon Tawera with the left foot.
And John, looking at Heath Tessman at the hooking position and Pomeray next to him, how difficult is that for that front row when you've got such a height discrepancy?
Oh no, it's gone from bad to worse. It's gone out the full. So it's a 5 metre scrum in front of the sticks.
I've actually been quite impressed with Pomeray's body position, Mick. I think you can have different heights of players if you can set the same body height in the scrum.
Yeah, we've been saying it all year around Zantana Pomare. I said, what's the point of having a 6'10" tight head prop?
You can see him there next to Heath Tessman.
Your mate's got to control the
McKellar there in the headgear.
Well, I spoke too early saying that Nedlands had dodged a bullet here and got themselves out of trouble because they're right back in it.
Yeah, this is a tough one for them.
It's the best attacking position on the field out there. Centre field scrum, 5 metres out.
Whether or not the Cott forward pack leadership will be able to convince the halfback to keep it in long enough for them to get over the line.
So they start. Can they drive it? Now the momentum starts to go. Sawalu again, keeping the ball at his toes. They drive towards the line. It's a dominant forward pack. Sawalu picks it up, he goes, and he's over.
Done a great job. Good try for Cottesloe.
And well deserved for Sawalu as well. He's really made a big difference. He's carried well and he's controlled the ball at the back of the scrum there. And you kind of feel sorry for the Nedlands pack there at the moment. They're getting all the pressure on them. Couldn't be worth timing for Heath Tessman to come on when you just got a man down and you've got the start of the back row. You've got to go back to the front row. And and Cott get their 4th unanswered try in a row and have taken the lead in this game, and it is all one-way traffic.
Wow, Heath Tessman will feel like Michael Jackson doing a moonwalk in those scrums.
I'll tell you what, Lea Tuala as well, he's, interesting tactics from coach Ryan Westerway, picking him at 10 when you've got a guy like Peter Grant, but just by that subtle tactical change of bringing Grant off the bench and Lea Tuala moving to 12 and Hoskins going back to the pack has really paid off for Cottesloe. There's no problems at all with that conversion.
So Cottesloe in the lead now. It took them a long time
Well, they're in the lead on the scoreboard, but they're certainly in the lead in game momentum and mindset. They look like they're coming into their own as we head into the last 15 minutes of this game.
Yeah, quite an extraordinary turnaround. You talk about a game of two halves.
Well, I should have said it was a 20-point breeze.
Well, it's actually picked up, Mitch, I think.
Yeah.
If it was 14 in the first half, it is 20 now.
So Pomeray has left the field. Grant will try and work out.
Oh, look at that.
Farrell, this time he takes it cleanly. Lovisic. So Neddy's with a lot of work to do. Petherick, he was good in the opening terms. Jackson makes the tackle, and it's a good one. Late Tuala straight there. Zeetzman cleaning out. Klaassen. Tarawa to Tessman. Makes some valuable yardage. Lays it back cleanly. Tarawa again. This is Callan now.
Yeah, in from the
Referee
side.
playing advantage. Klaassen, the gap opens up for him, the halfback. What can he do? He runs out of options, but knowing at the penalty coming, worth the scamper.
It's a good carry in the midfield there from Petherick. He's been good for Neddies this afternoon. As you can see, they're very clear. It was Huppert's.
Just down injured, though, on this side of the field.
Huppert's just painting the picture there for referee Graham Cooper. No choice but to penalise. Sneaking up the side of that ruck. Good to see Heath Tessman. Good carry in the midfield from him. Luke Callan, that was the first time we've called his name in this second half.
Had a storming 40.
Yeah, you just got to get the likes of those sort of guys some ball.
Might have been a bit overawed by the half-time interview.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. He was overawed by meeting the great man John Welborn at half-time. He was just being giddy for this whole second half. Finally got his rhythm back. Important one here. Nedlands. It's been well won by that man Callan. Here they go. Matawatu. Centre field now. Nedlands on the attack. Looking to regain the lead. Callan. Fends off two. Intensely lifting. Tessman, they leave him behind. Mongard. Tessman posts up. Callan. Klaassen. Not the inside ball. And Mongard is over. That was the reply that Nedlands needed to make. So we are back to a one-point ball game.
A never so crucial try. And it all came from just the indiscretion of the Cottesloe players giving away the penalty. But Neddy's just clicking into gear. Tarawa had a beautiful inside ball to Mongard, and he's plunged over for a try. But the big key to that lead up to is Luke Callan. 2 or 3 really good carries from the young fella to get Nedlands on the front foot.
I think you're underrating the role of Hessman as a decoy runner in that last phase.
Everyone's playing a role out there.
Well, just when we were counting them out, they're back into this game. Tricky kick here.
Absolutely. We've got a game on our hands here this afternoon down at Sir Charles Court Reserve.
And Mitch will try and get a score update from those other grounds too as we, after this kick here, are all tight matches. The other two were draws. And here we are, a one-point ball game down at the foreshore. Sheldon Tarawa, 15 metres out, 24 away from the try line.
Yeah, after 11. Yep.
Needs this one. And it's curling. Yep. Oh, it just fell short.
Oh, did it? Oh, he's usually always got the weight.
So he's put the toy leg on it. He hasn't listened to the Mitch Hardy 20-point win.
I already marked him down as conversion. Now it's looking like it was going over
straight
the
and then just dropped short.
That breeze.
1-point ball game. Cott in front.
Yeah, so we have another look at the replay of young Josh Mongard plunging over for his 5-pointer. It's all on here now. It's a 26-25 to Cottesloe. They've got everything to play for this afternoon, the Seagulls.
So late Tuala. The breeze at his back. In leading by 1. Tarawa takes it inside his 22. Thumps it towards the touchline.
Those that are interested, we're getting into the last 10 minutes of the games on this afternoon. Over at Perth Bayswater, West 24, Bayswater 17, so only a try in it there. And over at the Library, UWA 27, Associates 12. 10 minutes to go.
And here, 26-25, Cottesloe leading Nedlands. That's been well won there by Huppert's Tessman. Like a seagull on a chip. Klaassen knocks it backwards. Tarawa to Matawatu, now to Zeitsman. Steps inside, Jackson. Hoskins makes the tackle. May have got hit though, so Hoskins is down. He'll be a bad loss if he can't get up. He doesn't look comfortable, the skipper. Finally gets to his feet though. Tarawa, the banana kick. It'll roll into touch.
Yeah, they need Tobias Hoskins out there, the girls. The old skipper, he's feeling the hurt, but he keeps those legs moving.
He's got a left shoulder problem.
Referee Graham Cooper just calling.
Hoping the magic water can fix that up.
Time out. He's just managed to get himself to the line out before he took a knee. So he's got himself in the way. So the referee had no option but to stop the clock. So clever play there by Tobias Hoskins. And the change is being rung here as well. So it looks like we've got Nobbin leaving the field. And he's been replaced by... It's not Sean. James Pessy, it's Sean. Yeah, Laszlo Sean. Jersey number 20. Good replacement to bring on. Huppets wins it well. So Cottesloe's line out in this. Well, the opening stages of the game was terrible, but it's found its form now and they get the penalty.
That was their best line out of the game, just when they needed it. Dig themselves out of their 22. Seek relief downfield and they get another line out opportunity.
Yeah, so this is where both teams need depth off the bench. They need guys coming off the bench, making an impact, raising the level. Cottesloe's also got a new centre out there. Kamhara, number 24.
And Neddy's, it's certainly not Benny Johnson in jersey 25. We'll try and work out.
Cottesloe line out right on halfway. We get into the last stanza of this game. So Nedlands have certainly strengthened up their front row.
Yeah, I'm not sure about jersey number 25 because that's the jersey number 25 is what Zantana Pamaria was in. So,
and it's certainly not Benny Johnson who's a winger, so we think it might be Iti. Pessy also at the back.
It's Amaru Iti.
Huppets. So Cott, they drive. And they continue to drive. Nathan Kendrick it is with his ball at the back, so they've made some changes. Walker's off, Kendrick still going. Tackle! So a great start by him. Huppets back to his second row partner Herrick. Cottesloe back on the attack again. Fullgrave. Peter Grant, Leituala. Kamara. Zeitsman tries to drive him into the ground. Ball coming loose.
Yeah, good arm wrestle out there. Geez, there's some tight boys as well out there. The physicality of it's come back into the game. Nedlands have woken up. And they're trying to whack the crap out of both teams at the moment. Really trying to take some sting into it and really trying to make this into a real arm wrestle going into the last 10 minutes.
So Panesha Kamara we just saw there on the belt-up replay. And on screen, try and pick up who that is that's down. It's in the no, Brynard Stander. That might be Huppets. Oh no, it's Fullgrave.
Yeah, Fullgrave's down. Just Standers limping around.
Yeah, it's been a pretty torrid afternoon. 26-25.
Yeah, the skipper, I think
5 minutes remaining.
I think the skipper, Tobias Hoskins, finally succumbed, has he?
And I tell you what's also made a big difference when...
I know, he's still out there, the old boy.
With Ryan McCauley leaving the Neddies line out, it's allowed Cottesloe, without having him marking Huppets.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be a bit of a whinger here, but unless he's injured, why would you bring him off? Or why would you have to bring him off?
Yeah. So ball bubbling loose. No, in fact, that's Sean. Laszlo Sean, the legs driving the fresh legs of the replacement. This is where the bench makes so much of an impact. Tessman, speaking of impact players. Tarawa, filled in there by Leituala. Lovasic tackled right on halfway.
Counter attack.
Physical game here at the foreshore. They come to the short side. Tessman, the no-look pass. Zeitsman, he's got Petherick outside him. Petherick for the corner. Avery needs to make the tackle. The bounce pass to Clarkson. Mongard, been very good this afternoon. Certainly contender for the alcohol think again. Man of the match. And the penalty comes in favour of Cottesloe.
Oh, Huppets again was over the breakdown, as well as coming off the bench. The number 16
Kendrick.
there. Kendrick. Oh, I thought Neddies, they threw everything.
Yeah,
What about
good.
the hands of Heath Tessman on a number of occasions there?
It's like watching the NBA.
Oh, and Petherick, absolutely. Petherick could have gone inside there on Avery, but he sort of beelined him and wanted to speed bump him instead. But, oh, wow, that was some stinging defence and some great attack from Nedlands. They've woken up. They're chasing this game down. They only need to get a score. The next, we won't have much time.
That's the thing too. It's
Will they get another chance?
Any score.
That was their chance.
Any score wins it here.
So 3.5 minutes remaining on the broadcast clock.
I thought the penalty there could have gone either way too. Bit of play on the ground.
How important was that conversion from Tarawa that's gone under the sticks
Yeah,
a couple of moments
wow.
ago now?
So Kendrick with the throw for Cott. They go to the money man Huppets. It's been stolen though by Sean. Oh, Kendrick comes through on the kick. Petherick is back. Kendrick having a storming game off the bench. Neddies, they decide to chance their arm from behind their own try line. Desperation, we spoke about it at the start. That's what we're seeing here this afternoon. Minutes ticking away on the game clock. 26-25. Cottesloe leading the home side. Tarawa.
Oh, numbers.
Here they go. Petherick. He's been so good all afternoon. Takes play back up towards the halfway. Cullen. He's come to life. He dropped it on the toe. Avery's there. Oh.
Oh, dived in on him. Yeah, a little bit of inexperience there from the young fella. Probably needed to keep the ball in hand, number one. Don't need to kick it away. And number two, just diving in on young Brett Avery. Courageous effort from him.
We see
going
that
down on
replay.
the ball and just, oh.
Yeah, lucky he didn't wear a knee right in the jaw, Avery, with the touch finder.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
He
get.
does find it.
Yeah, that's enough. Just needs to go out.
So John Wilborn, 1 point in it, right on halfway. Which way is this going to end up?
Well, Cotter in possession. Could go anyway from what we've seen.
Kendrick, he's been great off the bench. Tobias Hoskins steering the ship around. Also a contender for the alcohol think again, man of the match. They go to Hoskins. He wins it well. Down to Huppets. Sloppy ball picked up well by Grant. This is Palaszczuk, Kamara. Right on halfway, still with Cottesloe. Herrick. Can the Seagulls steal this one? Coming from 20 points nil down at half time. Plenty of feeling still in this match. Avery continues to go. Callan makes the tackle. Huppets slow to his feet. You can see him in the foreground. They go back to Peter Grant. He goes to the sky. The wind will take that. Loveridge takes it. Goes himself. The fullback. Desperation here. A minute and a half remaining. 26-25 the score. Sean, the replacement, the fresh legs we spoke about. Tarawa, what can he do? To Pessy, to Petherick. Jackson makes the tackle. Clarkson, Tarawa, he misses Tessman, he goes straight to Sean. Now to Mongard. Nedlands desperate. Tessman at halfback, what can't he do? Tarawa now, looking for something. The chip through, Stander takes it cleanly. Cottesloe back in possession. Hunt looking for the safety of the touchline. Lovasic is there again, so Nedlands still alive in this match. Clarkson tells him to kick it downtown.
Tell him to run
it. I thought it was almost intercepted there, but it was Callan coming back onside. Stander down in the background, so players on their feet here at the foreshore.
Big
1
overlap.
point in it.
Big overlap
Seconds
out here.
remaining.
Tessman goes.
The game breaker takes play up to halfway. 30 seconds remaining in the match. Tarawa is at the last throw of the dice for Nedlands. Pessy, Zeitsman, Jackson makes the tackle.
Too slow, guys. No advantage.
Oh, go over here.
Oh,
That'll be interesting. He couldn't kick at 20 metres. Can he kick at 50?
Not into the breeze. I think the breeze is too much.
We're going to have to look at the clock too, getting towards the pointy end.
A minute 10 left.
1 minute 10. Well, that's enough for a line out.
Yeah.
Well, they get the line out anyway, so they should absolutely take this line out. Can Nedlands pull it together?
You're not going to be able to kick it from there for a penalty.
It's like Lovasage is down with cramps.
Well, he was very reluctant to run the ball back a few moments ago. He really wanted to offload it, the old boy.
He's in all sorts of trouble every time he takes a couple of steps. Tarawa needs to go out of the dust. So here we go. Nedlands, the last throw of the dice. Can they steal this one on their home turf? Can they break the Seagulls' hearts and end their season? Or will Cottesloe live to fight another day? It's all on the line. Time almost up. It's been stolen. Huppets takes it. Cottesloe, that might be the one they needed. 20 seconds remaining is the call from the referee. The line out for so long, the ailment of Cottesloe, it may have been the thing that gets them across the line here today. With Huppets stealing it. They just pick and drive here. They're going to run this clock down.
Oh, here it is. This is why
they
one
can't
premiership's
afford to give away the penalty, though. They need to get it right. Oh, very slow to come out. Huppets wants it. Hunt puts it into touch. There it is. The referee Graham Cooper blows the whistle, and Cottesloe have kept their season alive in the most amazing of circumstances, coming back from 20 points to 0 at half time to steal this game 26 points to 25 over Nedlands. An extraordinary game, John Welborn.
Yep, absolutely. Mitch, we both got it wrong. It's clearly either a 25.5 point win and a great outcome for Cottesloe. They're delighted, all of their supporters here on the sideline.
Johnny, you see if we can go, maybe grab Hugh Huppets or Tobias Hoskins. I reckon Hugh Huppets would be my alcohol man again. Again, man of the match today. That just epitomises the grab at the end there, but also the runaway try. I'd love to see Hugh Huppets if Johnny could grab him. Otherwise, Tobias Hoskins would be good to talk to the skipper. But just the composure of Cottesloe in that second half, just those four unanswered tries with the 3 conversions, the 26 points to 25. Nedlands only managing to get the 1 try in that second half, and then the conversion agonisingly falling under the crossbar from Sheldon Tarawa. It was the Josh Mungard try, but tries to Hugh Huppets. It was the runaway freight train. Tobias Hoskins, Brad Avery, all scoring, and Sawala as well did a terrific job this afternoon. The back rower that came on for Peter Kimlin only after about 15-20 minutes. Sawala was terrific.
Yeah, so, the bench so important, Mitch, wasn't it?
Yeah, and absolutely. So we'll just try and get to John Welborn, who's got our alcohol think again man of the match, Hugh Huppets out there.
Well done. A fantastic game, and how did you feel grabbing that ball at the end?
Yeah, it was pretty good. We just had to hang in there, and it come. They've missed their lift, and it come there, so I was pretty stoked.
Tell us what the chat was. 20-0 down at half time. What was the view going into the second half?
It was do or die. Like we had to. It was either like that's a game on the line, that's a season. So we sort of come in there. Everyone put their hands up.